Hi guys, good afternoon or morning wherever you are. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about foundation because foundation's on sale right now in some of our collections. So I've had some people asking, well, what's the difference in the different types and how do I decide? Hi, Miss Kathy. So I figured it's a good time to jump on and let's talk about foundation. And I'm going to talk about it while I'm putting on my makeup, which is always good because you guys can see it in action and I can get my makeup on. So that is very helpful. All right, so I'm just trying to pull out the foundation type. So obviously, I'm going to be talking about unique foundation, and it kind of applies in general to most foundations, regardless of the brand, but obviously each brand could be a little different. So depending on what brand you use, you can make your own decisions about some of that. Okay, well, I wanted to show you my liquid foundation, and I cannot put my hands on it. So we basically have three types, I'm trying to make sure that's right, four types of foundation. And we're gonna talk a little bit about those. And each one is, I won't say they're not made for certain skin types per se, but they definitely, hi Erin, but they definitely work differently with different skin types. So I have been using our cream foundation, so I'll just start there. This comes in a stick. And I'll be honest, when this first came out, I was not a fan. But I have come to realize, like I said, it's good for different things. So this cream foundation is great if you have dry skin. So that works really well for me here in the winter time. It's a full coverage foundation. And so I would say there's two main things to consider in foundation. One is your skin type. Are you dry, oily, or combo? And then second, what kind of coverage do you need? So I like a medium to full coverage. And in the summertime, I have sort of oily skin. In the wintertime, I have a little more dry skin. So depending on those two factors, there are options, right? So in unique, and I would say in general, a cream foundation is going to have a little more moisturizing. It's going to be more hydrating definitely than a powder, potentially more than a liquid. So it's just going to depend again on the type of skin that you have. So if you want a full coverage and you have dry skin, this cream is fabulous for that. And it is, it covers so well, I don't even necessarily need a separate concealer. Our liquid foundation, which I wanted to show you guys, but I can't put my hand on it right now. The liquid foundation also is a medium to full coverage, and it's simply a liquid. So it's another great option, especially in the summertime. Like if your face is a little bit sweaty, liquid goes on really well at that time. And like I said, it's a medium to full coverage. So if you don't need quite as much coverage, it's a great option for you. But you can build on it. If you put more liquid on, it builds to a full coverage. So also another good option. So the liquid isn't quite as hydrating as the cream. It does dry to a matte, which, again, goes back to kind of the type of finish that you like. But, it's not overly drying either. So I would say our cream is our most hydrating, with a liquid being a second. Now we also have brand new, y'all, and I haven't been wearing it much because it's sold out. This amazing spray foundation. It's going to be another one similar to the cream. I'm just going to show you guys this real quickly, just so you get an idea. So similar to the cream, it's going to be a full coverage. You just spray it on your brush, and I'm going to do it on my hand. It's full coverage. It's going to dry, it is a great finish. It's going to dry sort of a dewy finish similar to the cream. Is full coverage, but I tell you, the spray, it's got it's got the mineral finish as well, and it really blurs your imperfections. I don't know how to describe it other than to say it makes your face look airbrushed. I'm not kidding. And that's what it's designed to do. It's supposed to make you look, give you that finish like a magazine. And it really does. Now, like I said, I haven't been wearing it much because a lot of the colors are sold out, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Also a full coverage, great for dry skin. I don't know really about oily skin because I didn't try it in the summertime. It came out later. My face does tend to get oily in the summertime, so I feel like I've got, you know, pretty good handle on what works well and what doesn't, but I just don't have that one yet. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the liquid. And guys, if you have any questions while I'm chatting here, comment below and I would be glad to answer them. Or if you would like a consultation, you know, comment consultation below, or feel free to just message me and I can help you figure out what would be the right type for you. I mean, again, regardless of whether you're going to buy Unique, you know, I can help you just kind of figure out what would be good for your skin type and for the type of coverage that you need. And then if you want help with a color match for Unique, I can help out with that too. So why not use the face primer then foundation rather than the eye primer for more uniform coverage? So I do use the face primer all over, but you know, it has a little bit different purpose than the eye primer. So I always put on my face primer before I jump on here. And that is because you need to let it dry for about 5 minutes before you put your foundation on. I did forget to mention that. So it's going to fill your fine lines. It's going to reduce the appearance of pores. And as we get older, I have a lot of people, face primer, then eye primer. All right, I'll get to that. Who have the pores that show up a little more than we'd like as we get older. And so the primer is going to fill those pores and keep your foundation from getting into them, which is what makes them look bigger, and help shrink the pores. And I should mention, like, a good skincare regimen is going to help shrink your pores as well. So that's a whole nother conversation that we could have. Okay, so eye primer. The eye primer, it's almost like once you put it on, and I never ever put on my eyeshadow without my eye primer. You guys see me do that all the time. So the eye primer is going to, it's almost not sticky, but a little bit tacky. It's going to grab your eyeshadow and keep it on all day. It keeps your eyeshadow from creasing, and it keeps the color on all day. So I don't know if y'all, I put a picture in my story yesterday. It wasn't a great picture, but it was a picture I took in my hotel room late Monday night because my eyeshadow was still perfect. Like, I look a little tired and my lipstick's mainly gone, but my eyeshadow is perfect. And that is because of the eye primer. So highly, highly recommend. Again, if you don't want to wear Unique, whatever, but eye primer before your eyeshadow. You definitely need that to keep it on, keep it from creasing, keep it on all day. It makes a huge difference. So back to foundation. Let me know if you have any other questions, Miss Kathy. Okay, so back to foundation. So we covered the cream and the liquid. And again, if you're just jumping on and you have a question, feel free to ask. The cream and the liquid and the spray. So not a lot of companies offer the spray. So I'm not sure if you could find something like that with other companies, but obviously if you want to try ours, just let me know. A lot of the colors are back ordered right now, but I could get you on my list because it shouldn't be too long. And this is palette 6, one of my favorite palettes. I wear it all the time. If you've watched my videos before, you've heard me say that because it is indeed true. I love the colors. And then I'm just taking this fluffy crease brush to blend it all in together. And you can use that to mute the colors a little bit, like if you find that you went a little heavy-handed, just a big fluffy brush to bring all that together. Okay, so I'm not done talking about foundations. There's still more. So one of my favorites in the summertime is our powder foundation. So we have 2 kinds of powder, and I also use this quite a bit. Like if I'm in a giant hurry and I like need to go to the grocery store, or I have an early morning Saturday game and I'm not getting up and putting on a full face, I will use the powder foundation. It's also full coverage, so it is great from that standpoint. But it is pretty drying. If you have dry skin, it's probably not going to work for you. At least our mineral version. So we actually do have 2 versions of the powder. We have a mineral and a non-mineral. So the mineral is just that. It's made from minerals, which is kind of like sand. I'm sure there's a better way to say it, but that's kind of what it's like. So it's just going to be really dry. If you have dry skin, I would not recommend that powder for you. Now we do also have a non-mineral version. The colors are a little bit different. It's a little bit different consistency, but it's also a full coverage and it is not nearly as dry. In fact, like I don't wear it in the summertime because it is more for dry skin and my skin is not dry and therefore it's like way too shiny on me. So I love the coverage, but for me, the non-mineral doesn't work as well. So I tend to just stick with the mineral. So again, if you have really dry skin though, we do have a powder that will work for you, but that's something to consider. You may do better with a cream or a liquid or the spray just because it does tend to be a little drier. But it is full coverage. Yeah. Great, compact. It comes in a pressed powder. The non-mineral comes in a pressed or a loose powder, just, you know, whatever you prefer. So that is the powder. And I will say our mineral powder, all right, hold on, let me get my eyeliner. Our mineral powder is extra oil absorbing because it is mineral. It's going to help absorb any excess oil off your face. So again, in the summertime, when you're sweaty or your face is a little more oily, it is really good for summertime because it has that extra oil absorption. Now, if you're not oily, you don't ever have to worry about that, so don't worry about that. Hi, Cindy. Okay, so we're still not done, guys. So we've talked about liquid, cream, spray, and powder. And now I want to talk a little bit about BB cream because it's not technically a foundation, but whenever my foundation's on sale, BB cream is also. So I want to make sure you guys understand that. Now, some people wear BB cream and foundation. I don't. I wear either or. BB cream is like a really tinted moisturizer. So for other brands, it doesn't have a lot of tint in it. It's the consistency of a moisturizer. Let me shake it up. It's the consistency of a moisturizer, like a lotion. I'm going to put it on this hand so you guys can see it. Ours is pretty heavily tinted. So I'm just rubbing it in. I'm not going to rub it in completely so you can see it. But it's basically just going to give you a little bit of color, no real coverage to speak of. It's just going to even out your skin tone. So where I love something like this is like at the beach when, you know, I'm not going to, again, put on a full face of makeup, but I don't necessarily, again, want to go out, you know, lay out on the beach or anything without anything on my face. Because one, it is mineral. It's going to help with some natural sunscreen, but you also need to wear extra sunscreen. And then it's just going to even out your skin tone. So for me, I tend to have some redness. I also have like these sunspots you can't really see right now because my skincare has been doing awesome and I have good coverage makeup on. But if I didn't, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my mascara. You would see then that I have like some redness in my cheeks and I have these sunspots and whatnot. So I really like for my foundation to even out my skin tone so that it doesn't look splotchy. That's basically what it looks like. And I'm sorry, hold on just a second because I cannot find my mascara. Okay, well, we'll just go waterproof today because I don't know what I did with it. Ooh, oh, here it is. Okay, sorry. Epic mascara. So back to BB cream. So I really need my face to be evened out, you know, just so I don't have the real splotchiness. And BB cream does that. Like I said, no real coverage. It's just a very light tint, T-I-N-T. It is very moisturizing. So if you have oily skin, again, that's not going to work as well for you. If you have dry skin, it would be fabulous. Now, if you have super dry skin, you could use something like the BB as even your moisturizer and then a foundation on top because it is extra moisturizing, very hydrating. So again, it goes back to really those same two things we're talking about. How much moisture do you need based on is your skin dry or oily? And then how much coverage do you need, you know, based on
splotchiness or if you have rosacea, things like that. I mean, I have a girlfriend with really bad rosacea and she swears by the liquid foundation because it has such good coverage. And for some reason, it actually works better for her than even the cream. For me, I feel like the cream is more coverage and works as well. The liquid was my first love, and honestly, it kind of changes with my skin because, it changes with my skin because of the seasons. You know, when it's winter, my skin's drier. When it's summer, I'm way more oily. So I guess that makes me a combination, and it's going to depend. So I'm pretty sure, you know, the cream came out like in April, maybe May last year, and I did not like it. And I'm pretty sure that that was why, because my skin was not dry enough for it to work for me. And, you know, now that it's wintertime, I really think it's working great. You know, and historically in the wintertime, I get these like little red bumps from my skin being so dry. And I haven't even been getting those. So that's pretty exciting. So I know it's working well for me. You know, again, it's going to depend on your skin tone, your skin type. So like I said, if you would like a consultation to help you pick out the type that would be best for you, just comment consultation or feel free to private message me. And I can help you with, you know, my thoughts on whatever foundation you want, or especially the Unique foundation. I've been wearing the Unique makeup for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. So I do consider myself somewhat informed on that. And I'm just going to pause right here so you guys can see this Epic Mascara. If you have not tried Epic Mascara, it is phenomenal. So something to consider also.